No love lost here tonight. It's the big city derby in the First Utility Super League. The Reds of Hull Kingston Rovers take on the Black and Whites of Hull FC. There's no more fierce rivalry in the game than we'll see tonight. It's a fantastic start to our Easter bank holiday weekend. Quickly through the teams then before we get underway. Rovers coach Craig Sandercock insists that 9 first-teamers are missing tonight for various reasons, but it's basically the side that won at Warrington last weekend. There is an enforced change at scrum half where Craig Hall comes into the side for the injured Chris Keating. Hall played scrum half in the win at Hull last Easter. He was only told he was playing on the way to the ground and he had a blinder. This year he's known since yesterday afternoon. Up front, Justin Paw's intimidating presence returns after suspension, and it's timely too for the injured Adam Walker's likely to miss a good chunk of the season. Michael Wayman's been unwell for most of the week, but he's climbed off his sick bed to be here. Reece Lovegrove was 22 and is on the substitutes bench. It's his 150th appearance for Rovers, whose coach is Craig Sandercock and who's not a fan of this busy Easter programme with 2 games in 5 days. Hull coach Lee Radford has faced Rovers on the field 15 times previously in his playing career. This is his first as head coach, and it's virtually the side that defeated Huddersfield last Thursday. Liam Colbon is the former Hull KR winger. Jordan Rankin and Jacob Miller starting to form a useful partnership at half-back. There is one change up front where Dean Hadley plays for the injured Chris Houston, and Gareth Carvell turns 34 on Easter Monday. He left the field to a standing ovation against Huddersfield a week ago. On the bench, Richard Horne made his debut 16 years ago this weekend as a fullback against Leeds. He's in for the injured Aaron Jeremiah. Liam Watts also gets a run, not least because he is a former Hull Kingston Rovers man. So out comes Hull FC, led by Gareth Ellis, their skipper. They produced the best display of their season last Thursday night, beating Huddersfield 30 points to 6 to bounce back from their cup exit the previous week against Salford. They're 6th in the table, just ahead of Rovers, thanks to 4 wins from 8 games. They lost the Good Friday fixture against Rovers last year at home, 23-10, but then won the next 2 at the Magic Weekend, 22-16, and then emphatically here, 38-20 last August, when they ran in 3 tries in 8 minutes. Home side, the 221st meeting of Hull KR and Hull. This is the first Easter meeting hosted by Rovers since 2010. Last Good Friday, they claimed their 100th victory against the old enemy at the KC Stadium, which has staged the last 3 at the Easter holiday. Hull City at Wembley for the FA Cup final. For the first time in their history, there'll be no Challenge Cup for either of these two. So it's all eyes on Old Trafford on October the 11th and the First Utility Super League Grand Final. Can they have a run in the 2/3 of the season remaining to get them there? James Child, it's a big night for the referee. He'll have to keep these two apart if he possibly can. Huge game in prospect here then. Pitch perfect. Conditions good, dry, bit grey, bit cold, but hey, it's Easter and Whiting gets us underway.
And what a tremendous atmosphere. You would feel as though there's about 50,000 in this stadium. There isn't, but the noise is unbelievable, and it's got to be at least a 10-point advantage, you would think, for the home side. But I mentioned before the kickoff, Eddie, it's up front, it's the big boys. They'll sort themselves out. Oh, and that's nerves.
Massive mistake from Neville Costigan. Drops the ball midway inside his own half of the field. Knock on, head and feed to the Black and Whites.
And you could see he had his eyes on the other prop forward, Gareth Carvell. He knew what was coming, and Carvell still made contact even though he'd know he'd got the knock on. And that is just nerves. It gets to some people. Some people handle the derby games, others just suffer.
Well, the first Hull derby for Neville Costigan, captain of Papua New Guinea in the World Cup. He played for Queensland at State of Origin level. He should be used to big atmospheres, but here now is Jacob Miller, and it's the first opportunity for the Black and Whites to attack the Red and Whites line.
Key factor is a man, number 7, Jacob Miller, is in top form. He's a man that can link from the forwards onto the 3/4 line, and boy, when you look through this black and white outfit, they've got some great stuff. White and Newman, great players.
Danny Houghton is waiting at dummy half, 10 metres away from the Rovers line. Gareth Carvell gets it away, and here is Miller. And a nice little dance around the first defender from Jamie Shaw, but then La Roya and company come in and pull him down. Lee Radford, it's his first game as head coach in a derby. 15 times he's been out there on the field.
But you can see the red and whites defence, they're coming in on the angle. They're trying to force the black and whites down the middle. That's a neat kick, and that's classified as a charge down. He went at it, they'll be back to 6.
Yes, it is. It was Craig Hall who got the charge down. It's swooped upon by Dean Hadley.
Well, this is a massive challenge, Eddie, isn't it, for this Hull Kingston Rovers defence. They handle the first set of 6, but there's a repeat at the end of that, and this will be the 3rd set after that illegal tackle there. So they really are under the cosh early in the half, and quite rightly given against Travis Burns for that high tackle.
Yes, Danny Houghton felt that.
Certainly did, swinging left arm. At the nerves. Fossigan with the mistake.
It's taken 2.5 minutes, and we've had the first penalty of the match. Miller, infield it comes to Carvel, who trundled it forward, gets a lovely offload away to Jordan Rankin. It's time for Rovers here to muscle up in defence. There's great pressure at the start of this derby on their line. Houghton again looks for the runners. It's Westerman. Westerman then dumps it back to Houghton. Houghton then gives it to Miller. He changed the direction a couple of times. Flings the pass to Gareth Ellis. It opens up briefly for Ellis. Graham Horne is there. So too Justin Poore. And so too was Michael Wayman. Houghton again. Here's the runner, it's Westerman. Ball goes to ground. Untidily it finds its way to Jamie Shaw. And Shaw is being shuttled to the touchline. Gets the ball away though. This is Yeeman.
Great disciplined defence by the Rovers. They have to be as well. They've been straight from one side to the other.
Rankin just drops the pass off to Carvel. Carvel will take it forward. If they get away with this, Rovers, they will take great heart, great credit from it. But it's Houghton on tackle number 5. And this is Ellis. And Ellis tries to get through them, gets ever so close to the line. Here comes the last tackle for the black and whites then.
Kick to the corner, surely.
Whiting. And the kick is actually underneath the sticks. Oh, it's dropped, and in the end it's grounded in goal by Travis Burns. It's another goal line dropout.
Isn't it amazing how much one error for a side can cost them in terms of energy? Just think about Neville Costigan's handling error and how hard Hull Kingston Rovers have had to work now for over 4 minutes to try and recover. Jamie Shaw keeps the ball back inside. Hull are aware with committed defence you need to offload if possible, but they're going to get a further set here, and it's been a very, very physically demanding first 5 minutes for the Rovers.
Well, it's how hard they've had to work, Phil. It's how hard they're going to have to work as well in this next set. Set number 4 in good ball, in a good attacking position for the Rovers. Or it should have been.
You pay the price if you don't catch it on the full. A rugby league ball can go anywhere, and it has been proved from that.
Talanoa just puts the hand up.
Craig Hall, what a wonderful, wonderful kick. And talk about lifting the spirits. Never saw it coming, and you never do. Should have gone for it. Too late.
Yeah, Talanoa just holds the hand up, says sorry to his colleagues, but that is a relieving kick from Craig Hall. Looked like they were going to face yet another set of 6 coming at them. As it is, they begin this set of 6 up the other end of the field, over halfway on the first tackle with Chris Wellham. And that was Josh Hodgson. Now it's the black and white's turn to show their defensive skills. Justin Poore to his feet eventually. Burns gets the pass away, and this is La Roya, the French international. Scrambles to his feet, Burns again. Wayman goes past the first challenge. They're inching their way up to the other end of the field now, are the Rovers. And it's Costigan once again for them.
Will they go for a little kick towards the post like the black and whites did? No, they're going to the corner.
They are off the boot of Burns. They all go up for it, and Whiting claims it. Whiting gets away from the first tackler, Craig Hall, but they bundle him over the line. It's a goal line dropout, and good work by Graham Horne and support.
Tremendous kick, but tremendous defence as well. You can see that Richard Whiting had got the ball, but he had not got the ball carrying arm down onto the floor. That was tremendous, and there was no one into him.
We could be in for an end-to-end thriller here tonight. You can see an extra effort made by both sets of players. They know it's a derby, and they know it means more to the fans than an average game in the Super League, and they're going to make a special effort here to ensure that their side start the Easter period with 2 points.
Well, Craig Sandercock's men won this corresponding fixture last year. It was on Good Friday, actually, but then when they showed up on the Monday here, they were put to the sword in the Easter Monday fixture. Craig Sandercock hoping that that is not going to happen again when we see Rovers in Catalan on Monday evening.
It's business tonight, and that's it. That was forward pass, and they've got it. Well spotted there by James Child.
Costigan's not convinced.
Yeah, it was a poor pass, and you could see that that Wayman had gone ahead. Just came a little bit too early. Good tackle by Ellis, nonetheless. But a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, well, Costigan might not have been convinced, Eddie, but I certainly was. I thought the direction of his hands were a forward motion. It made it quite an easy call there for the referee, James Child.
Well, not been the best start, has it, for Neville Costigan? 2 handling errors in the opening 7 minutes.
No, that is for sure, but you talk about building in confidence, you've got to give the credit to the man with the whistle, James Child. Wonderful position to see that forward pass as well. And that's important in tough, rough games like this. You've got to make sure the official is up to scratch.
Mickey Payer goes down. Houghton is the dummy half, 40 metres away from his own line. Here now comes Gareth Carvel. Well, these two sides are certainly up for the challenge that's on offer here tonight. 11,500 here, day one, to see the game against Leeds. This today looks like being Rovers' biggest crowd of the season. On halfway, it's with the black and whites, and Miller gets the pass away to Carvel. He can go nowhere without the legs. They went up off the challenge from Costigan. And here's the kick. Deep kick it is too.
You've got to say, Eddie, that Costigan came up with 2 errors, but he's made up for it because his defence, 2 tackles previous to Hull getting the kick away. He really has put himself about in that department. That's a good run there by the winger.
This is Adi Gardner. He's used to the Saints Wigan derbies, is Adi Gardner. Many times. This is his first derby in East Yorkshire. And a drive forward here by Laroya once again. Started every game so far as Kevin Laroya. And Justin Paul would have done, only for the fact that he's been suspended for the last 3. Saints Wigan, Warrington witness the Good Friday Fair on Sky Sports 1. We're with you for 5 hours tomorrow from midday.
Yeah, lap it all up. Comes around the Easter programme. And you just hung around a little bit too long there. Did well though, didn't he, Poor? Justin Poor, the experience. Just threw his body to the ground just to convince the official.
Yeah, 4 games suspended already this year for Justin Poor, though, as I said in the build-up to the match. You know what you get with Justin. He says it very firmly with the label on the tin. This now is another great drive from Costigan.
And it's a big tin, Eddie.
Catalan 6 up in London. It's Hull KR next for the Dragons. Great offload there.
What a tackle. Tremendous tackle there.
And hands into the play the ball. All the pressure is relieved. Ben Cockayne being penalised by James Child.
But Craig Sandercock knew that they had a golden opportunity. But it was a great defence there. Got back, didn't he? Talanoa.
Great offload by Kevin Laroya. Ben Cockayne then with a little bit over enthusiasm in the tackle.
Well, the score says it's 0-0, but I think there's one side clearly on top. They've come up with some errors, Hull KR, but for me, they're running harder with the ball and tackling with greater intensity. This is a decent run on the short side there, just switching off. Not quite aware that Hull would take advantage of that.
And what a great player this fella is. Danny Houghton. Danny Houghton has been absolutely superb already. That's good tactics down that short blind side, but the defence is pretty solid. And here comes the touch judge. He's not happy with something.
Well, the legs of Dean Hadley certainly came up. And was Mick Wayman guilty of an indiscretion? He'll take the report.
Trevor Burns came over the top with a forearm, made contact with the head on the ground. I spoke to him.
It's contact after the tackle was made with forearm to the head.
Well, he certainly went down on it, didn't he? Travis
That looks
Burns.
a bit like a nothing penalty, Stuart Cummings.
Well, there's definitely contact by Travis Burns' forearm into the head. And, well, I suppose from that,
see it better
that
from
view,
that angle,
it looks
yeah.
a bit different, yes.
Yeah.
And,
guilty as charged, Millard.
it is, and I think the officials have let it roll quite a bit here in the first 10 minutes, and it's been good. James has just pulled a couple of penalties up just to pull the players back into play, but that sort of thing you'd expect the officials to get, and they need to get in a game like this.
Yeah, he was excellent at Warrington last Friday, was Travis Burns. Craig Sandercock called it the Burns night for the Hull Kingston Rovers standoff. Here is the black and whites, though. Mickey Payer will take it forward for them, and he almost gets to the line. Wayman comes in and helps out the defender, puts him on the deck. Houghton switches the direction of this attack, and here is Hadley. Good defence again from Rovers. It's solid thus far from the men in red and white. Houghton will come to the right, finds Westerman. Quick hands and quick feet from Rankin, and Jordan Rankin gets the first try for the black and whites of Hull FC. First blood to the visitors, and all that pressure has told in the end. 9th appearance, try against Huddersfield last week. Hull off to a good start. They've pressed and pressed and pressed, they've defended well, and now they've got over the line for the first try.
Silly play by Travis Burns, put the forearm, can't afford to do that, gave them the opportunity and field position, and this is the first real missed tackle that we've seen from the red and whites. They should have got him. They both went high, and take nothing away from him. He knew exactly that once he got half the chance, he's going to pop that through. Corwin put his corner as well.
Yeah, tremendous work from the half-back Jordan Rankin. He really has got a running game, and that's a threat. It's not just a passing game that fella uses. He'll run at the defensive line, cause problems, but it goes back to the old formula, you know, Steve-O. Penalty, penalty, try, and that's exactly what happened. Hull Kingston Rovers pressing on the Hull FC line, 2 penalties, and they end up with a try.
Well, Richard Whiting's kick was way wide of the posts. He got 3 from 6 against Huddersfield last week, but they're delighted, the black and white supporters. 2 you might have seen stripped off to the waist as well. It's not that warm.
Well, their man, Craig Sandercock, he'll be very displeased with the fact that they both went high. And you can't do that, doesn't matter how big or how small. You've got to get the legs, and they failed to do that. And that's the first real mistake that we've seen from the home side in that defensive quality.
Goal kicking has been a problem recently for the black and whites. Rankin's just scored his 3rd try in as many matches, including the cup tie. Phil, you were singing the praises of Joe Westerman before the match. He can kick a goal.
He can, but I don't think on the evidence I've seen over recent seasons that he's much better than what Hull currently have at present. But goal kicking may be an issue, they come out later. Hull KR will be disappointed. Not only, as John said, did they concede those 2 penalties, but they almost scored the first try and should have been 4 points ahead to begin with. They need to maintain a control of this game because they started well, but in the last few minutes here, it's slipping against them.
Yeah, but they've fallen off the tackle and they can't afford to do that. That's a beautiful kick.
Yes,
Keep it in the field of play. Look at the chase.
Caro brings it back, but only a couple of yards before Gareth Ellis closes in for the kill. Yeah, goal kicking is a problem for the black and whites. Of course, last year it was the responsibility of Danny Tickle, who's now knocking them over with almost metronome precision for the Widnes Vikings. We'll see him tomorrow afternoon at Warrington as well, of course, but they need goal kicking to the black and white. All teams do. Leeds is 16 up at Bradford. That's not the start that the Bulls would have required, but Leeds are going so well this year.
Yeah, they're in top form, and so is this black and white side. Their defence is pretty solid.
40-20 attempt here from Travis Burns. Depends on the bounce. He's going to get it. He's going to get it.
Brilliant. He gave away a silly penalty a few moments ago that allowed the visitors to score the first try, but this is tremendous. I mean, it wasn't just a couple of meters behind the line, it was probably about 5.
It's a great kick in the circumstances, because when we arrived here today, and I know the breeze has dropped, but the wind was howling into the face of Travis Burns.
Well, you know, Lee Radford will have to fix that up about Talanoa's wing play, because I've witnessed 3 Hull FC games this season. Catalan, Thomas Bosch got a 40-20 down that wing. Huddersfield, Danny Brough down that wing. And now Travis Burns doing exactly the same thing.
Rovers have lost their last 2 home meetings against Hull. They've lost 2 of 3 last year, but they won at the KC last Good Friday, 23-10, and they're in with Laroya. Just shows you what a 40-20 can do. And Kevin Laroya, on a season-long loan from the Catalan Dragons, 3rd try of the campaign, 7 times a French international, just the response that Hull KR required. And it all came about as a result of a brilliant 40-20 from Travis Burns.
And this is the 40-20 that got them in that position. But once for the dummy runner that gives the opportunity for the second rower, Laroya. Wonderful stuff. It confused them completely.
Yeah, they do this so well. They did this at Wigan, if you remember, earlier in the season. They doubled 2 men up on 1 defender, 1 on the inside shoulder, 1 on the outside shoulder. They picked the outside shoulder man this time, Laroya, for a very, very well executed try.
Well, he might be on a season-long loan from the Dragons in the south of France, Kevin Laroya, but he is absolutely pumped for this match here tonight. And Travis Burns, who's 40-20, produced the opportunity. Can he give Rovers the lead? No, he can't. That's what I mean about that breeze.
You could have predicted, weren't you, from that scrub that the ball was going to back to Travis Burns. Now that Michael Dobson has left the side and his replacement Chris Keating isn't playing, it's pretty obvious to me that in an attacking situation the ball's going to go to the guy with the number 6 on his back, and Hull didn't have enough focus or defenders to prevent what Burns and his teammates threw at them just then.
Yeah, but it was wonderful tactics, wasn't it? And Craig Sandercock will be, well, he'll be absolutely so pleased at the way that they set that up. The 2 big forwards running at one particular man confused them.
So started with a Hull try. We just had Rovers' first try. Westerman all over the top of the try scorer, Laroya. Oh, and it leads 20-0 up now against Bradford. Josh Hodgson gets the ball away. Whoa. Costigan hit the deck then, courtesy of Hadley's challenge.
Didn't miss him, did he?
This is Wayman. Boom!
Oh.
That's what the big city derby is all about. Hall's kick down the centre of the field is collected above his head by Jamie Shaw. And Shaw gets as far as Laroya.
You got to be careful about kicking the ball to this fellow as well. Jamie Shaw is in absolute sensational form. Can't afford to give him much room. He's got the quality, got the class.
Yeah, he's only missed 1 game this year, Jamie Shaw, and that was the 7-0 defeat to Widnes. Shows his use to the side. There's a mistake by Rankin.
Yeah, just went behind him and just set off a bit too quickly.
Well, that play would have worked because Wellham there, Chris Wellham actually bit on the lead runner there, came in defensively, and if Rankin would have taken that as the back runner, he would have had some space in front of him, a possibility of a 2v1 situation with Amada Caro in the Hull Kingston Rovers left wing.
Interesting to see how the Rovers are utilising that defensive pattern. I mentioned earlier, they're doing what they call the umbrella. They're coming in on the angle.
This is Wellham. 2 tries here against Wakefield in a 44-6 win 3 weeks ago. Josh Hodgson, who began his career actually at Hull across the city, but has made enormous strides with Rovers, and here they have a penalty for offside because the black and white's too quickly out of the blocks.
Yeah, he had about 5 or 6 to select from as well, to James Giles.
And they're running this penalty. They're not interested in kicking. Will it be a good gamble? James Green.
It's not a back tactic yet, because the opposition, the heads just go down slightly.
Burns, lovely change of direction. Good feet. Brought down by
Hodgson.
Carvel, finished off by Houghton. Josh Hodgson. Here's Green again. And Green will take it to the line. 3 of them there to bring him down. Hodgson scheming at dummy half again. 2 metres short. Hodgson going on his own.
Can't get it down. Shaw's got underneath him. Good positioning by the official, James Child. Well, a hooker. He wanted to sneak one, but the fullback got underneath him.
Yeah, that's good defence from Jamie Shaw. So, last tackle coming up, 10 metres away from the line. They get another chance because they're held up over that goal line. And Burns again with a kick. Looking for Craig Hall. The ball is spilled. There's a big decision coming up here because it has been touched down by Neville Costigan. But they've got to check the onside, offside. Then they've got to check what happened in the air. Was there a knock on? And was Caro inside the 10? Stuart Cummings, a host of problems here for Ian Smith and Richard Silverwood.
There's a few things, but as usual, there's a process to go through. It's the kick onside first, who is onside and who is offside. They had a call on the field about Amari Caro that was in front of the kicker. I don't think he's picked up on the screen here.
He's right down there in the left-hand corner.
Well, that's a decision they have to make. Is he in front of the kicker? It's probably just on the graphics there. He's probably just in front of the kicker.
Yes, he's behind HKR, the initials.
So we have to see what he does following this kick.
Well, there you are. There's the line. He's onside from the kick.
Now then, who does it come
play
off?
that through.
Does it come off Richard Whiting?
Or does it come off Wellham? And there's another Rovers player in there as well. But Whiting has spilled it, Stuart.
I think it's Whiting. I think this trial will be given.
To be honest, whoever it comes off, it seems to go back towards the Rovers' own line. So there'll probably be play on from this. It's going backwards from the Hull Kingston Rovers player. I think Whiting's knocked on at that point. So again, I think we'll be okay to play on from this. There's no infringement by Hull Kingston Rovers so far.
I think this will be given. They're just making sure.
He definitely gets a hand to it, doesn't he, the Rovers player, Craig Hall? But as you say, Stuart, he knocks it backwards.
I think it's always going backwards from Craig Hall, so I think that's okay to play on from that. And then it's what happens after this.
And the decision is no try. It's a handover. It was a knock-on.
Well, they have viewed it totally differently to us up here. A knock-on is given against Craig Hall.
Well, it looks quite clear as far as I'm concerned that, yes, Craig Hall does get a hand to it, but it's going backwards. You can see that the motion of the arm, and then it hits Whiting. Well, very fortunate indeed of the visitors. Costigan, no problem with the downward pressure.
Well, if you can look at the hands, Steve, to determine a forward press, you can look at the hands as well to see the direction the players attempted to put the ball. And no doubt in my mind, Craig Hall was attempted to palm that ball backwards.
Yep, but we're not the officials.
No, we're proving that 100% this year, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, Craig Hall will feel badly done by, and Craig Sandercock will be saying we was robbed if they use words like that from Australia.
Well, they've had a pretty good opening quarter. I think Hull Kingston Rovers, the score's 4-all, but they've done well. I did think they seem to have more energy. They took the game to the opponents. They've actually made a bit more ground when they've carried the ball and carried it very aggressively, although they've missed 1 or 2 tackles more than Hull at this stage. But they expect them to be just in front, and I think, until that point, I thought the momentum was behind the Rovers, but that could be a momentum shift here now in this match.
Oh, it's a big blunder from Amari Caro. He's on his own, no one in cooey of him.
And not the best technique either. He tried to grab it with the fingertips when really he should have cradled it into his chest, like every youngster is shown.
Again, first Derby nerves, maybe. Craig Sandercock looks
Says it all.
suitably unimpressed.
But not only that, Eddie, it gives a big green light, doesn't it, to the black and whites, and they say, hey, fellas, you can't tell me that Lee Ratford won't get the message out and say this guy's nerves will be shattered. Let's put him under pressure again. Oh, they've come up with another themselves.
They have Miller to Westerman, he bounced off Westerman. And Rovers breathe, and Amari Caro particularly, a massive sigh of relief.
See, there's some high shots coming in, I'll tell you. We said it was going to be tasty, and it is. Got to be careful to give away a penalty.
Pensive Lee Radford. He was out there on the field having come out of retirement, if I remember, 2 years ago. He was pressed into service because of an injury crisis. I think he scored a try, didn't he, at the KC Stadium as well? I think we featured it on Boots and All last night. Well, he's living on his nerves. It's is Lee. Both coaches are, to be fair. This is such an important game in the context of the season in this city.
And this is an important kick as well.
Burns, deep. Oh, he doesn't fancy a Colborne. It's bounced in the end.
Good kick and chase, and that's all they need. And the last time the Black and Whites had a set of 6, they didn't make it to the halfway line. And that's the strategy, and that is defence.
There's
Whiting fell that.
Welcoming committee for Richard Whiting. Richard Whiting, he's been here 10 years in this city, came from Featherstone to the Black and Whites, 2004. And here's Liam Watts, who once upon a time was playing in the red and white of Hull Kingston Rovers. Missed the first 3 rounds.
Talking about Richard Whiting, and what a great servant, not onto the club, but to rugby league itself.
Yes, here. Miller will hoist this one high. Oh,
it's a wobbler.
Having
It's a
go.
wobbler.
He allowed that to bounce, did Amari Caro. He took it to the edge and to the odds, and it came up for him. He'll be breathing a little easier now.
Certainly will. And it's amazing how Miller gets that wobbly ball. He kicks it at the apex of the ball when he gets it underway with the boot.
Cockayne back at Rovers after a spell at Wakefield. Wellham trying to get through a gap.
Great
Hodgson.
stuff. Great stuff. Crowd screaming for a penalty for offside. Hodgson was away quickly.
And Burns will hoist it high now. Ooh, this is spiralling everywhere. Cockayne's after it. It's knocked back and knocked on, I think. Knock on by Hull KR. Now a penalty. A penalty to the Black and Whites. Must have been inside the 10, was he, Stuart?
Neville Costigan was called offside, and I think James has given the knock on first and then heard the call, so he's given the penalty. So he's in front of the kicker there. He's got to stay 10 metres from the catcher.
Well, it was reefed away from Jamie Shaw. Well, it's had everything, hasn't it? In the opening 25, it's been rough, been tough. Not many opportunities.
Liam Watts again.
Much better position now, though, for the Hull FC.
Westerman to Miller. Booming pass wide finds Yeaman. Yeaman taking on Salter. Salter brings him to ground. Here's Talanoa. Miller. Miller then to Westerman. Westerman looks for the runner, and it's that man Rankin. He's clawed to the ground. It was Graham Horn who got to him. Houghton. Westerman. 10 metres away. He's brought down. Here comes the last tackle for the Black and Whites. Houghton comes down the short side. Forward pass.
Well, it's very rare you see that from this fella, Danny Houghton, who was opting to go for the left-hand side, but it was a poor pass, and he knows that as soon as he let go of it, he knew that it was going to be caught by the official. Idea was good. Carvel was steaming onto it, but touch forward. It's all about composure now. When you get into this position, you've worked hard. Don't give away silly penalties. Just concentrate.
James Green again for Rovers, 20 metres away from their own line. Another nice little run from Kevin Laroya, who started the match well. Cockayne. A hit and a spin from Costigan, but he can't get away from them. They came back for a second effort, Ellis and Watts. Here's Cockayne again, will scamper from dummy half. Watts gets to him.
40-20 maybe.
Well, the man is out there, Burns. He's just over, though, was Hodgson with that kick over the 40. And here now is Jamie Shaw.
That was a really good defensive set from Hull FC, though, because they really restricted Hull Kingston Rovers going forward, and that's the reason they're playing the ball in midfield, and it's the reason they could throw a few attacking ideas at this Rovers defence in this set.
Talanoa played the ball. That was Miller. He got it away to Dean Hadley.
It's difficult for both sides to try to get it out wide for the centre and the wingman. Seen much combination out there, which is not surprising. The ferocity of this game.
Jordan Thompson has hold of it for the Black and Whites. Houghton comes down the right-hand channel. Gareth Ellis, he slipped in front of the tackler, Craig Hall. Hall again working hard from marker, gets to Rankin, who gets the ball away to Houghton, and Houghton just dinks the ball into the corner.
Clever. He's a clever footballer, this fella. He's always impressed me.
Well, they did really well there, Steve-O, because it looked as if they'd made a hash of the last tackle play there, but that element of composure that you spoke about earlier was certainly shown there from Jordan Rankin, who offloaded the ball to Danny Houghton, and then that was a very, very smart play indeed. Just put it in towards the corner, roll it over the sideline, then everybody gets some oxygen in the lungs for the final 11 minutes or so.
Yeah, you can see that they're taking their time to form the scrum.
Nothing to choose in this first match on Sky Sports of the Easter programme. We follow it with Saints and Wigan, midday tomorrow, Sky Sports 1. And after that at 2:30 we will be at Warrington for Warrington against Widnes. And then on Monday we're going to see Hull Kingston Rovers again. They head off to the south of France early Saturday morning. They'll be in camp on Saturday night, Sunday, and then they'll be in action against the Catalan Dragons Easter Monday, 4:45 our time over here. 6 o'clock kickoff in Europe.
Well, the officials having a devil of a job, Eddie, to try to keep them back to 10. This is going to be a high kick, surely.
It's with the kick specialist, Travis Burns.
Not the best.
Talanoa this time up to the challenge.
That's what you classify as 15 cheap metres.
Half an hour gone, 4 apiece. The halcyon era for these derbies was in the 80s. 1980 Wembley, Hull KR won 10-5. 1981 Premiership final at Headingley, Rovers won 11-7. 1 win each in the old John Player Trophy. Hull won the 1984 Yorkshire Cup. Peter Sterling was the man of the match, 29-12 at the old Boothferry Park on the other side of the city. Great days in the 80s, and in the 2000s. The black and whites and the red and whites tangling in the first Utility Super League.
Yeah, they know the responsibility. They know that the fans just really, really lap this up.
Rankin's high kick again. He's after it. It is the full-back Cocaine. He's been really safe, hasn't he, at full-back since he's forced his way into the side. And that's a good run from him again. That's a great pass as well.
Well, we haven't seen many points, Eddie, so far. We haven't seen many breaks, but we've seen possibly the best 2 half an hours of defence these two sides have put in this year. And it's no coincidence it's the derby game. It means more to both of them. They've missed very few tackles in 30 minutes. And you can see the speed with which Steve-O says the ref's having a job to keep them back 10 metres. It's the speed and intensity repetitively that these sides are getting back and then in the faces of the ball carrier. Pretty impressive first 30.
Hodgson gets a good pass away. Oh,
that's wrong.
Pulled back is Cocaine.
That's wrong for me. I didn't think there was a tackler on Ben Cocaine there when he was regained his feet.
Might not matter because here they come. Oh, he's gone down as Liam Salter just slipped.
Yeah, he tripped himself up. Tell you what, the pass was a bit dubious. It seemed to me as though it was floating slightly forward. They got away with it. Kick to the corner. This is going to be interesting.
Yes, it's Burns again. He's found Wellham. And I think that's the turnover now. Did Whiting tackle him in the air? That's what Wellham is claiming.
Not only is he claiming that, he said that the ball carrying arm didn't hit the deck. Was the tackle complete? I don't think it was.
Stuart, what do you say? First look at this.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that he's tackled in the air there and, tackled onto his back. That should have been a penalty for Hull Kingston Rovers.
Well, they're not getting the rubber green from the officials, either video referees or the man in the middle at the moment. And here comes Liam Watts again for the black and whites.
And that's the kind of thing that just, irritates you. You lose your confidence, lose your cool, more than importance there. Oh, nearly got the breakaway. That's back to 6.
Well, he went backwards, there's no doubt about that, but the tackle count remains the same. He's not wiped the tackle count down. Here is Houghton.
I think he has, Eddie.
No, 4. He's just shouted 4, Steve-O. They're on halfway almost.
Well, I saw him wave his arms.
Yeah, I think he was waving play on, Steve-O.
I think there was his mum in the crowd.
Rankin goes down. It was touched. It should have been 6 to go, but here is the last tackle for the black and whites. And Miller with the kick downfield is pouched safely by Aidy Gardner, he's got some ground ahead of him.
Lee Ratford will be furious with that kick. We've already seen that Amari Caro is under a lot of pressure with a high bomb, and they opted to kick it to the other winger.
It's a really good game, though. It's an outstanding game. It's to and fro, and neither side are giving an absolute inch. The atmosphere is sensational. It's a great game of rugby league.
Yes, it is. And 4 apiece here. You've seen elsewhere the bottom 2, London and Bradford, struggling in their matches against the Catalan Dragons and the Leeds Rhinos, respectively. This is the pick of the night. There's no doubt about that. Always was going to be. Josh Hodgson dumps the ball away and gives it to Travis Burns. Leading run from Burns. Brought
Great
down
work
by Yeaman.
Yeah, great work by
Penalty
Yeaman. He's got
conceded
the
by
penalty.
Yeaman.
He could be very fortunate that Yeaman's not being classified as a professional foul. No doubt in my mind, he just wanted to make sure that the black and white defence got itself sorted out. He's given away another 15, 20 metres, maybe.
Well, the last time they got into this situation was one play to the centre field, and then it went back to Travis Burns on the right. They've scored once from it, almost scored the first time they tried it. Seems obvious to me that it's going to be on again in this next 6 plays.
Well,
Arroyo, the try scorer, takes it up first man. Watts stood his ground with a little bit of help. He gets him down with Hadley there.
Interesting, Eddie, they haven't utilised Ben Cockayne coming into the 3-quarter line, outside on the centres.
Jason Netherton's out there now, just played the ball to Hodgson. Hodgson then gives it to Burns. Don't think he was expecting it, Burns. This is Cockayne. Now they come this way with Graham Horn.
Took the wrong option, had the overlap on the left-hand side.
Quick play the ball, though. They're scattered in defence, the black and whites. This is Hodgson. Loose pass out the back, finds Burns. He shaped to pass right, went on the run himself. Hodgson again. They've got a couple of tackles left, this set of 6. Hodgson scheming. He saw a gap there. It was quickly filled. Drive in here by Wayman. I think Wayman scored.
He's got it down, I'm sure.
Yes, he has. Michael Wayman. 2 tries, the first 2-try display of his career against Warrington last week. 12 years in the NRL, he never got 2 tries in the match before. He's now got 3 in 2 games. Michael Wayman has given Rovers the lead just before half-time.
This one should have been a penalty and maybe a sin in it. Yeaman knew what he was doing, but look how about coming in. Again, the utilisation of the dummy runner. Amazingly, it was Michael Wayman that was utilised as that dummy runner for the first try, and now he's utilised his absolute upper body strength to get that ball down.
Well, I don't think so much upper body strength at that point, Steve. It was that leg drive. It hit the contact, and then there was a further effort with the leg drive that took him over the whitewash. Then pure determination, as you rightly said, and strength to ground the ball. That was a tremendous prop forwards try.
And he's increased the lead as Travis Burns. Rovers have hit double figures. 10-4 to Hull KR. Since entering Super League, you know, in 2007, Rovers have had the upper hand against Hull, and they have here tonight, courtesy of that from Michael Wayman.
Yeah, it was good play by the substitute, Jason Netherton, who came as that dummy foil. Certainly paid off. Well, he's in great form, try-scoring form, isn't he? Michael Wayman.
Certainly is. 3 tries in a game and a half. And this is La Roya. Well, 2.5 minutes to half-time, a crucial time to score for Rovers.
They've got to be careful, Hull. The black and whites, that I mean, in regards to the fact that, OK, they're thinking perhaps for the half-time hooter, but they've got to be very careful, make sure the defence is solid.
Aiming to get into the top 8 for the first time in 2014. Rovers with a victory tonight. This man's just on the field, Rhys Lovegrove. It's his 150th appearance for Hull KR. And Burns will just drift the ball over the top of Talanoa and he'll find touch. That's sensible with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think he was hoping that perhaps it may have just stayed in the field of play, but you can see it just bent to the right.
He's a clever player, Steve-O, isn't he? He really is controlling the game, and I think both Burns and Wayman's looking like a state of origin prop forward. He really is. He's doing lots of work, but it's very effective work that he's doing as well.
30 seconds used up, courtesy of that kick by Travis Burns. Here comes Talanoa again. Houghton once more. Can they strike from deep, the black and whites, in the closing minute of this first half?
Be interesting to see whether they're going to gamble on that, whether they can do maybe the kick over the top. Just had a look, Ben Cockayne, the Rovers full-back, is way to be seen, or he's just started to drop back now.
Here comes Jordan Thompson. Never present for the black and whites this year, but just the one start. He's off the bench again here tonight. Now then, Jamie Shaw's dangerous. Gets the pass away. A screen for forward from the terrace on the far side.
Great defence from Liam Salter there, didn't he? They were at number 3-2. He just about got over to cover it.
Deep in goal here, but I don't think that's going to stay in the field of play. No, it isn't. Cockayne allows it to bounce its way over the dead ball line. Will bring it back himself.
Will he have one of his little runs? Yes, he will.
Ooh, and then risky pass to Wellham, but
that's how he plays, isn't it, Ben Cockayne? And I'm sure that all his teammates, they're fully aware of that.
Can't tell you how important this match is to the supporters of both sides and the two clubs in this city. Graham Horne takes it forward again. It make or breaks their season. And at the moment, it's Rovers who have the upper hand, and they'll take a 6-point lead with them into the dressing rooms at half-time. Tremendous first half. Wayman's try right on the stroke of half-time has given Rovers the lead. It was improved by Travis Burns. Kevin Laroya had dragged Rovers back level after a quarter of an hour, 3 minutes after Jordan Rankin's opening try of the match. 10-4 at half-time. They step up a gear when red and white faces black and white, and they're letting nobody down tonight in the opening match of the Easter holiday extravaganza on Sky Sports.
Has he got downward pressure?
I think so.
This is a team that, when they're in full flight, are as good as there is around.
How about that?
And they'll take some stopping now.
They are in the European Cup semi-finals again.
The world is watching.
The UEFA Champions League semi-final, Wednesday from 7, live only on Sky Sports.
Discover more of our technologies in action at Ford.com.
At Curry's PC World, big Easter deals like £300 off this 46-inch Samsung TV. Smart and 3D, it blends slim design with superb picture quality for only $599. This large 8-kilo capacity Beko washing machine with a 1300 spin is only $219, £150 off. In-store, ready to take home today. And save $210 on these Hotpoint frost-free fridge freezers. This one's just $289. Or add a built-in water dispenser like this one at only $319. Our lowest ever price. Curry's PC World, we can help.
Imagine paradise, where 8 beautiful singles are looking for love. Then imagine the look on their loved-up little faces when their exes turn up, one by one. Imagine that, because we did. A devious new dating show, X on the Beach, coming soon, exclusive to MTV.
Discover the UK's #1 car site today on PC, tablet and smartphone. Autotrader.
Feel that. When both teams score, it's goals galore. Pick 3 correct games and turn a tenner into £55. Pick 5 games and pocket 170. If you love football, you'll love a bit of Betfred. Sign up now for a no deposit £10 free bet, exclusively on your mobile.
Welcome to my little house in the country. Here I enjoy the simple life, making cidre. The work is hard. The apples have to be picked by hand. This one. And after an honest day's work, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to relax with the locals. A simple Belgian recipe. For a sophisticated taste, c'est cidre, not cider.
Has he got downward pressure?
I think so.
Yes, Easter's here. Spring has sprung, and live on Sky Sports over the holiday. 2 on Good Friday. Saints Wigan midday, Sky Sports 1. Warrington Widnes follows 2:30 in the same place. And on Easter Monday, we have the Catalan Dragons against Hull Kingston Rovers for you live. Sky Sports 2 at 4:45. And following on from that match, another chance for you to enjoy the edited highlights of the series Sam's team with Sam Tompkins. Easter Monday evening, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 2 as well. But here tonight, Super League on a Thursday as we go into the Easter programme, and it's a rip-roaring local derby here in East Yorkshire. Hull KR 10, Hull FC 4 at half-time. Rovers sitting 9th in the table. A win will take them into the top 8 for the first time. And as far as the Black and Whites are concerned, well, they have struggled on the road. The last away win was at Wigan 6 days after the Warriors beat them at Wembley last season. It's 4 defeats from the last 4 away from home. Gutsy defeats, though, they might have been, certainly this season. And Lee Radford with lots of work to do. Let's have a look back at the first half. The analysis from Brian and John.
Thanks very much, Eddie. One of the players Lee Radford speaking to on the right of your screen, Joe Westerman. If you remember, Phil Clark predicted that he would have a heavy involvement in this game, and early on, John, we saw what he could do. This after a penalty conceded by Hull Kingston Rovers and an early error, giving Hull FC great attacking position.
Yeah, bang on from Phil. He's picked a man, and he's picked a man who's playing particularly well. This is Westerman, the rankings, the try scorer. Let's have a look at this in the build-up. We've pulled just 4 or 5 seconds as the play was coming up. Have a look at Westerman to the right of your screen here. He's actually motioning to Jordan Rankin behind exactly what he's going to be doing, the catch and the pass. And then when we get to the play itself, and it's actually Graham Horn coming off his line here, that cut-out ball that cuts out Carvel and goes straight to Westerman actually makes Graham Horn have to check his run late, and it gives Westerman the time to get the offload to Jordan Rankin, who does extremely well to get over for the first try.
Phil came up with the right prediction. Joe Westerman's involvement. You profiled Travis Burns.
Oh, I'm excellent
He
as well.
was heavily involved. After conceding a penalty for a forearm drop, he dragged himself back into the game, dragged his team back into the game with some redemption.
Yeah, if he was the man at fault for setting up position for that try, then
the sinner became saint.
Yeah, he did very well to get his team back into it. A real momentum shift. It's Tanaloa, the left wing, who's slightly out of position. There he is. There's Tanaloa. And it doesn't take more than a glimpse. We looked at this a couple of times, could not see an awful lot from Travis Burns. But I'll tell you what, that's not an accident. He has picked Tanaloa up in the defensive line. He's picked the space, and he did exactly the same to Warrington last week. So a great momentum shift. And then this is what's most impressive at all. Again, we see the same move, the exact same move, and it's Jacob Miller, the pin-in. One on the inside, one on the outside. Cocaine is a threat out the back here. And a great ball to Laroyer, who actually makes the break through the line. You see how Jacob Miller's almost got he's got the devil's own job just choosing between a man on the inside and a man on the outside. It's a move they must have spent an awful lot of man-hours in pre-season, but it's reaped great dividends for them so far.
And at that stage, Hull Kingston Rovers, despite that early setback, well on top in this game, but some sloppiness prevented them from capitalising on that, John.
Just lapses of concentration. There's no need, for example, for Neville Costigan to be offside here. They're in a great position territorially to apply some pressure to the full-back. There's Costigan, a good yard in front of Burns. And Burns, yes, he did have to check to make the catch. But if you're going to get in front of your man, you cannot encroach within the 10 metres. There should have been a realisation there, or at least a call from somebody else if Costigan didn't realise himself. Just hold back and let that competition for the ball unfold, because it fell nicely for OKR.
Brilliant display on defence from Hull Kingston Rovers, led by Josh Hodgson, who's been outstanding. We have Tommy Makinson on top of the try-scoring charts with 9 at St Helens. Closing in on him now with 3 tries in 2 games is the prolific Michael Wayman.
With a real head of steam, yeah. And I'm going to have a look at the build-up to this again, because we've mentioned Jamie Shaw at full-back a couple of times this season, and he's been excellent. There's Jamie Shaw marshalling his troops. Here is Michael Wayman and some other options here. Now, Michael Wayman's a hard enough man to stop as it is. Look at the defensive movements late by these 3 defenders, and it's because of Jamie Shaw. He was unsure about the width between the play of the ball. Late movements, that actually changes sometimes the individual that you're marking up against. And once Michael Wayman gets even against 2 defenders, because there's doubt in the minds there's been a late change in formation. He was allowed the opportunity to cross. So he still needs to take it, mind, and that was a great, well-taken try.
That try and the subsequent conversion made it 10-4 in favour of Hull Kingston Rovers. Let's hear now what Phil Clark made of that first 40 minutes.
Well, we've seen some of the action. Let's see where Hull Kingston Rovers had the ball. They had 74 play the balls. They're running from right to left. But just look at the top of your screen. All those boxes on the right are all of the play that Travis Burns directed down that side of the field. They had 12 play the balls inside the opposition 20, the 9 and 3 over to your left screen. And you can see 2 tries over on that side of the field. That's clearly where they targeted their opponents. Let's turn it over and look about the Hull side. Well, they had a lot less possession, 65 play the balls, pretty significant at this level. But they had lots of chances inside the opposition's 20. 14 play the balls in total for just 1 try. They'll need to sharpen up their attack. The story of the first half, well, this shows us set for set. The longer each bar, then the more you've controlled. Hopefully up to 5 and 6 means you've used all of your tackles. The greyed out areas are when a team have come up with an error. And you can see a higher completion rate for the away side, actually, almost 89%. They had the ball 18 sets and controlled it pretty well. But 4 penalties each, a lot of them early on conceded by the away team. And just the 2 tries over on the left-hand side, though, they're the happier team. And the performance gauge, well, that sort of sums up the main stats in a game of rugby league. The breaks, the meters, and the tackle success. Very little difference, although I would say that the home team have run harder with the ball, made more ground with it, and do deserve to be in front.
And they are in front at half-time, much to the delight of the supporters wearing red and white colours here this evening. But you know, they have lost their last 2 home meetings against Hull. They lost 2 of 3 last year, but they won at the KC Stadium last Good Friday, 23 points to 10. They seem to love this time of the year, Hull Kingston Rovers. They're 40 minutes away from another win, but the margin is just 6 points.
Looks like a job for the old magic sponge.
I still have feelings for you, Meg.
The whole point about tonight was that we're starting again. And we're moving on, like M people. How are you two getting on?
Good, great.
Joe Joyner and Chris Addison star in the brand new series, Trying Again. Starts with a double bill next Thursday from 9 on Sky Living HD.
Wakey, boy. Here comes the big one, son. You've got to take it. Are you looking at me? Come on, stay on your toes. Stick one on it. Nicely done. Stay focused, boy. Spit. Coral, stick one on it.
Michael, how do you like your meat cooked? Medium. Burnt again.
Don't leave cooking your meat to chance. Tefal invents OptiGrill. With its new exclusive technology, achieve superb grilling results from rare to well done. Ideas you can't live without.
This is Alpecin Caffeine Shampoo for men. Take a good look because it's moving fast. In fact, it sold over 2 million bottles in Germany last year alone. To find out why, get down to Boots, leading supermarkets or pharmacies. Alpecin Caffeine Shampoo. German engineering for your hair.
What if you do? Don't make a sound.
Sorry, it's granola. Granola.
Granola from Kellogg's Crunchy Nut. Glorious fruit and nuts with baked oats. Try it in new caramelized hazelnut.
I'm glad you're not one of those cops that rides a horse.
Peter Oscorp, and you under surveillance. Why? Isn't that the question of the day?
We have plans for you, Peter Parker.
This is bigger than you, Peter.
I'm the only one who can stop them. I'm Spider-Man.
Welcome to my little house in the country. Here I enjoy the simple life, making cidre. The work is hard. The apples have to be picked by hand. This one. And after an honest day's work, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to relax with the locals. A simple Belgian recipe. For a sophisticated taste, c'est cidre, not cider.
This is the standard challenge for a vacuum cleaner. And this is the Bosch challenge. A challenge that only the quietest bagless cylinder cleaner on the market can be put through. The new GS50 Power Silence by Bosch. Bosch, invented for life.
When's Game Changers on? It's live on Saturdays at 9 o'clock. It's hardly breaking news.
Looks like a job for the old magic sponge.
Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook.
Yes, he's one of the biggest names in rugby league. Hull FC captain Gareth Ellis.
Welcome back to What's the Story. Alongside me tonight, Jamie Peacock.
Some of the stars of Super League paid a visit to the Sky Studios this week.
First time I've had my invite. I've loved it, and I'll come back again.
Game Changers, are you ready?
You don't have that love and the passion for the game anymore, then that won't happen for you. You will not become successful at it.
Have we got lots of rugby league fans in the audience today? Oh, yeah! Yeah! Fun!
Reckon I've got a chance of making it as a rugby league player?
The stars of the Super League right across the Sky Sports output, and we'll see some more stars this Good Friday. Saints Wigan midday, Sky Sports 1, followed by Warrington Widnes 2:30 in the same place. Two cracking games. And this isn't a bad start, is it? The big city derby here in the city of Kingston upon Hull. The Black and Whites are trailing by 6 points at half-time to Hull Kingston Rovers, who get the game in motion in the second half. Only 6 points in it. Not a winning lead, not by anyone's stretch of the imagination, but that first half was tight as a drum. Do you expected Steve-O to open up in the second 40?
I think we'll have to wait a while, Eddie, mainly due to the fact that which side will get a little bit of fatigue setting in. It's what is going to be left in the tank in the last, say, 20, 15 minutes. That's going to maybe change the game around, because neither side had many opportunities in that first stanza, mainly due to the fact that the defence was so quick getting out of the blocks, and you can see there quite clearly how this Hull Kingston Rovers defence, it's like that umbrella. They move out wide in the centres and force the Black and Whites down the centre.
Rankin's kick, he was under pressure, it wasn't the best. Straight down the throat then of Ben Cockayne. First minute of the second half has gone. Cockayne didn't like the attention he was receiving from Joe Westerman.
Yeah, he's got that in him.
Actually, it was Liam Watts, I beg your pardon.
He's got it in his Ben Cockayne. He realises that, but sometimes it could be picked up by the official and said, get on with the game. Don't rule it. And swinging with the arm, he could have been penalised.
Well, the bottom two are clawing their way back, if that be the right phrase, into their matches. 20 points to 6 to Leeds at Bradford, 18-4 to the Catalan Dragons at Barnet against the London Broncos. Here it's 10-4 to Hull Kingston Rovers, and this is the last tackle coming up for Rovers. Burns this time under pressure from Houghton. It goes high and it drops off Wellham, and it's a chance here for the Black and Whites to have another crack at the Hull Kingston Rovers line. Let's go down to Bill. What was doing at half-time, Bill?
Eddie, both coaching camps a bit cagey. Rather like this game, in actual fact. Not giving an awful lot away. Hull's Andy Last saying that a couple of individual errors took the shine off that first half performance. They're pretty pleased with it. They've just got to execute what they do best, better, is what they're feeling in the Hull camp. And they've got some experienced players, and it's those players who could come to the fore in this second half for Lee Radford's side. Andy Last saying he doesn't think this game is going to be decided by that much of a margin. It's going to be very tight. Hull FC coach Hull KR coach Craig Sandercock pretty pleased with that first 40 minutes. More of the same from his side he wants.
Well, they're having to defend again here, and that's a lovely slip pass. And here they come, the Black and Whites, and it is the substitute Josh Bowden who goes over for the first score of the second half. It was a beautiful little short ball. Liam Watts, I think it was, who got the pass away. Came out of the side door, and Bowden was the right man in the right place at the right time. He goes over, he's taken one for his pains, has Bowden. It's his first try of the season. What a vital try this might be. The Black and Whites now dancing on the terraces here.
Well, it was always going to take something special, and it was from Watts, the one-hander. A lot of the crowd, a lot of the Hull Kingston Rovers players thought perhaps it may have had a little bit of a forward momentum.
Yeah, but that was tremendous work from Watts there with the sidestep. That footwork, we sang Wayman's praise in the first half, but it's that footwork that stood Wayman up, and it just got him to Wayman's outside shoulder, inside shoulder of Horn, and offloaded there for the support player. But there may well have been a little doubt about the offload, but the referee was in great position.
Well, you say little doubt. I think a very, very large doubt. But it's on the scoreboard, and surely this man could have the extras.
Whiting pumps it over the top of the crossbar. We're level pegging here at the KC Lightstream Stadium. You can hear in the background what the Rovers supporters think of that. They watched the replay on the big screen. They saw that, and that looks, Stuart Cummings, as though it does drift forward.
Well, it might drift forward, Eddie, but the thing is, he's been tackled, so his momentum's been stopped as soon as he passes that ball. And it's coming out of the back of his hand, so, it is passed backwards.
The try stands. There's no doubt about that. We've got a match and a half on our hands here. It's 10-all. Hull KR 10, Hull 10. First blood, second half to the men from the west side of this city.
Take nothing away, though, from the big fella, Liam Watts. That's the reason why the Black and Whites wanted him, his ability to be able to go into the tackle. That's good work by the hooker. Tried to squeeze and tried to get the penalty. Not forthcoming.
Played the ball there to Talanoa, did Houghton. And Talanoa gets Hull over the halfway line. Houghton again at dummy half. Ball comes into centre field to Watts, then Miller. Miller then to Rankin. Oh, and Hall has missed him. They've got three men on the overlap wide. He couldn't get the ball out. Important tackle that by Chris Wellham. Here's Whiting. Back he comes to Miller. High again off the boot of Miller. Shaw was waiting. And Shaw waited perfectly. Oh, and then just had a mess around on the floor. And Ben Cockayne gets the penalty.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it? Ben Cockayne has got the attitude where he can strike out, which he did. And Shaw got one for his corner. Watch this. Bump. He was all over him, no doubt about it. And you can see Jamie Shaw just having a little feel at the lump on the side of his head.
Well, regardless of that, Steve, this first 5 minutes of the half certainly gone the black and white's way. They've certainly come out with greater intent in this second half, and obviously they've rectified the scoreboard deficit. And well, unfortunately for them, they've been caught offside there. So
I think it's a ball steal, John. I think he reached the ball away 2-on-1.
Well, you can see quite clearly.
Oh, well, that's a bit harsh. I would hasten to add, Stuart.
Well, you know, that's probably from a coaching point of view. Again, it's another situation where players are tackling the ball and the ball comes out. The referee's got little option but to penalise that, really.
But hasn't Lovegrove got some responsibility to look after it?
Of course he has, but from the referee's point of view, he's tackling the ball and the ball's come out. It's got to be the responsibility of the tackler then.
Well, here come Rovers again with Netherton. 15 metres away from the line. Craig Hall gets the ball away to Rhys Lovegrove again.
Now this is where the Rovers are very good. The first 2 tries in the first half came from that dummy runner.
Well, there's a few offside on that line there. Supposed to be 2 feet over the line. Either on or behind it. Some of them never were, and Houghton never is there.
Well, they're supposed to all have their foot behind it.
Lovegrove struggles to his feet, will play the ball to Hodgson. He'll give it some width this time. A nice little kick slid through, but very well watched by Jordan Rankin. Sorry, Jacob Miller, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, Miller got himself in a good position. That's experience for you. And Miller just had a little bit of a grin. He caught one for his corner as well. The idea was good, but he was too smart, wasn't he, Miller?
Yeah, Jacob Miller, 4th appearance in a row now. He didn't start the Super League season. Settling down.
I just get the feeling that the Hull coach, Lee Radford, has said, look, we never got many opportunities to get the ball out wide to the likes of Yeaman and Whiting. But it'll be a different story in the second half. But a lot, as I said earlier, will depend on how much fuel they have left in the tank late in this game, because the first half was just so cruel.
It's a nice run as he returns the ball, Cockayne.
I think it's poor defence, Eddie. I do compliment, Ben Cockayne, running back with energy, but they led him to get 10 metres further than he should have. The next one's made 15 metres, and there isn't enough intensity here in Hull's defence.
Well, they'll have to produce some in this second half. Have to produce something in attack as well, both sides. A bit of messing around on the floor there. Here's the big fellow, Wayman. Oh, he's right
back to 6.
Clean here as the referee. La Roya, there's a little bit of open space ahead of him. It's quickly closed by Miller. So that's the 0 tackle. There's the hands of Bowden. Now a drive forward by Jordan Cox.
That's
fresh legs on.
Nearly pinched it, Danny Houghton.
Graham Horn trying to scuttle his way through this defence. Ooh, and he thought about the offload as well there.
Trouble is, there was
him low down.
Trouble is, there was nobody there, Eddie. You've got to have an in. Comes the big fella.
And Lovegrove, has he got this down? No, he's lost the ball over the line.
Well, I was celebrating, and the full-back, Jamie Shaw, said, I'm going upfield.
I wonder if he's going to go back and have a look at this.
Yeah, this will go to the video referee.
Complete there. I want to check whether it's a
well, it's a sensible decision. Because everybody here in this crowd, they had no idea what had happened.
Yeah, because we've got a restart there.
Well, basically, I think this is to find out what the restart's going to be under here. Is it actually a penalty to Hull Kingston Rovers for a 2-on-1 ball steal? How does the ball come out from that position? That'll be the decision that the video referees are looking for.
Well, Jamie Shaw, as it was, come out with the ball in his hand, so you would assume that this might be a pinch. Hands are all over it, and I think it is. Agreed, Stuart, or not?
Well, he's certainly come away with the ball. I'm not sure how the ball's come out. Has Lovegrove lost it before it comes out? That's what they'll be investigating now, I think. And of course, if they decide that it's a ball steal, then they won't be given the penalty try in this situation. It'll just be a penalty. But the decision is, I think, to try and find out whether Lovegrove's lost the ball before it comes out.
You think the post, Paddy, was in the way of James Child there, because he was virtually on top of that play?
He was, and you know, he has to get around the post pad at some point. You'll see he goes around the back of the post pad just as the ball's lost. There he goes.
Well, it's not a loose carry by Lovegrove. That ball is pinched from him.
Yep. Well, it certainly looks that way, but we disagreed with the video refs before.
Certainly at that point there, he's got a good grip on the ball. Richard Silva has just pointed that out, and I think at that point it's going to be stolen. And so I think the decision here should be that it should be a penalty to Hull Kingston Rovers.
And the decision is no try. The ball is lost over the line. It's going to be a 20-metre restart.
Well, how on earth have they got that on the version of events we've just seen 16 times, please?
Well, this is the second occasion where we feel that the video referees have got it wrong, and both have been against the home side. You could see the look on the face of Craig Sandercock, the Rovers coach, and he must be just shaking his head. What on earth is happening?
Yeah.
Well, we all are.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Anyway, it's academic now. It's been chalked off. It was never a try. We knew that. It's just, should it have been a penalty to Hull KR and not a simple loss of the ball over the goal line? Anyway, that's the way the video referees saw it.
And you saw on that occasion the centre, Liam Salter. That's been the key factor in the Rovers' defence, is that they've come out on that umbrella, but they've been caught on this one.
Oh, that's a great ball. Here is Jamie Shaw. He's quick, he's Shaw, he's round Cockayne. He's round Gardner. This could be a sensational try. I think it is, or is it?
No, he hasn't got it down.
Well, here's another big conundrum for Richard Silverwood and Ian Smith.
Okay, it's gone upstairs.
Well, what a wonderful run by the fullback, Jamie Shaw.
Well, this one is all about the grounding. Nobody's lost possession, I don't think, at this time. Certainly, James Child has only asked to check the grounding, so he must have been happy with everything that went on before.
He's not got it down there.
Whether the ball actually gets down on his first on the first occasion.
I think he's short.
And there's the ball up in the air on the chest of the defender.
Again, you can't fault the position of James Child. I think it's certainly grounded short to start with, and they'll move it on.
But on that frame there, it's come up off the floor, hasn't it?
Burns has stopped the try.
He's done a great job, hasn't he, Travis Burns there?
Hang on, that's our version of events.
Well, yeah. According to those pictures, anyway.
This is no try.
Well, it looks like the ball is up well before it goes over the line.
And has he lost possession, Jamie Shaw? Or has it been stolen by Travis Burns?
Stuart, would this be deemed to be a two in the tackle because Wellham has dropped off there?
Well, I think he's fallen off the tackle rather than dropping off the tackle. You know, there is a difference. That Jamie Shaw has actually broken through the tackle, so he wouldn't count as a tackler. So but if he's lost,
it could be a one-on-one ball still. Anyway,
and the decision is no try, held up, fifth tackle attack.
Jamie Shaw still had possession according to the video referee, and Hull now will play the ball with one player left here, 10 metres from the opponent's line. If you watch it roll forward, he still has his hands on the ball, Jamie Shaw.
Yeah, but it's one-on-one and they're still moving.
Well, the referee had stopped the clock. That's when he released it, after he'd done that then.
OK, last tackle here. Last tackle for the Black and Whites. They put it down. It's been swooped on by Salter. And Salter has got support from Laroya. There are 7 black and white jerseys after Laroya. Can Laroya make it to the line? Yes, he can! This is another one going upstairs. Second try for Laroya, if it's given.
Comes out backwards. Just check
was it?
There's a shoulder charge by the Hull KR player.
A shoulder charge now.
With that, and let's check the grounding for possible double movement.
A shoulder charge up the other end we're looking at first, and then we're checking a double movement at the try. I tell you what, we might be here till midnight.
And there's another one on top of that. There's a knock on they've asked for as well. So is there a shoulder charge here first of all?
Yeah, without the possession of the ball.
Well, it doesn't matter. A shoulder charge will be a shoulder charge.
It's not a shoulder charge.
It's a collision, isn't it?
Yeah.
Correct.
Now, the definition of a shoulder charge would be the arm tucked at the side, rotation of the body.
He was
and
square
the hit with
on.
the shoulder.
Wasn't he square on, Stuart, there, do you think?
Well, there's a slight rotation towards the end. I think this will show it. Well,
it's a shoulder charge, isn't it?
Well, he can't get out of the way.
Yeah, but you're supposed to put your arms around the player, aren't you? That's what the rules state.
I think it's self-preservation, isn't it, by Travis Burns?
Well, I think this is where you get into a little bit of a grey area, because obviously he hasn't got the ball, and Travis Burns didn't realise that, so he's pulling his arms in, and it ends up in a shoulder charge type action.
Well, to be fair, Stuart, we've got a lot of grey in this game, haven't we?
Is no try, a penalty for the shoulder charge.
Well, Craig Sandercock looks like he's lost a pound and found a penny.
And I can't blame him.
I think he's lost a penny as well. And they'll come all the way back for the penalty.
It won't get recorded, but what brilliant speed from Kevin Leroy to score the try when he got possession to go there. He got the ball from coach's frustration continues here, and another penalty. 6 more players here now. No shot at goal. 6 players for 6 points.
Yes, and the first drive by Gareth Carvel. Well, they'll be getting a bit frustrated, I think, in red and white.
A lot frustrated, never mind a bit.
This is Miller, bullets the pass into the arms of Hadley.
And this is where you lose your concentration, and the black and white can take good advantage of it.
Miller. They get him down in the end.
It could have been a flop. He had a second go at it.
Houghton. Houghton gets the ball away to Rankin. Short pass from him then. They made a triple substitution just earlier, did the black and whites, by the way, to try and bring a bit of oomph into the pack. And here they come now.
Well, is it too early for the 1 point? You never know in this game.
Mickey Payer will play the ball here to Houghton. Houghton gives it to Miller. Miller dabs it into the in-goal area. Now then, it's a goal line dropout. Or is it?
He wants to check.
But he gave it 1 minute, and now he's asked them to check. Wisely, I think.
Yeah.
It is wisely.
Yeah, and it's whether he had his foot on the dead in-goal line when he touched it over.
Well, you can only have 2 looks at this, can't they, Stuart?
2 looks. The James Child, the referee, has already nominated it that it will be a 20-metre restart.
Yep.
And I think that proves that he got it right.
To be fair to James Child,
I thought he'd given the goal line dropout.
He doesn't touch it here. He's smart, and then gets his foot on it. But he's got it right. Well,
let's get back to the rugby league. Let's get back to that.
I know, but there's a lot of talking points, John, isn't there, from the officials? There really is. I know they've got to be spot on and try and make sure everything's A-OK.
Well, to be fair, they've left me confused.
Well, let's hope this game's won by some pieces of brilliance by the players.
Yes, he is.
He's your archetypal impact player, isn't he? Jordan Cox sat on the bench for almost 50 minutes, then came on and used his size and power to take his team forward, and they do look to be in front here.
Oh, and a slip by Shaw as he received that kick from Craig Hall. He's an elusive runner, though, isn't he? But he only gets so far before Burns got to him. Then Salter and Leroy put him down.
It wasn't the best kick. It really should have been on Terra Firma, and you know, it went straight into the throat of Jamie Shaw.
Talanoa on the deck, plays the ball to Houghton. Westerman again. Oops, Yeaman with the mistake. Free play. He's forced out over the sideline, so he'll be brought back for the knock-on.
Well, the score's the same, you know, we're 55 minutes almost into this game, and the stats are almost exactly the same. But I get a sense from up here in the commentary box that it's the red and white shirts that are in front. And an error like that is indicative of it. The defence from Hull KR moving up quicker than their opponents and putting them under more pressure. The score says they're level. but I feel at the moment that Hull Kingston Rovers are the favoured side to score next, Mike. What's your gut tell you?
Well, you'd appear that way. If you talk about Lady Luck, yeah, problem with the leg underneath when Travis Burns has had the treatment. He said he's okay. But
yeah, that could have been a lot worse, couldn't it?
Yeah, and I think that deep down, the Rovers players will be thinking, you know, we've got to have a little bit of luck. It's got to turn our way sooner rather than later.
Here's Hall. Now it's Neville Costigan.
It'd be interesting to see how Travis Burns links into this. You can see he's organising it.
This is Hodgson. Four tackles gone.
Will Burns get it on this occasion?
No, he's going on his own. Trying to burrow his way through to the line. There's Costigan. Here is Burns now. Dabs the ball to the in-goal area. Fumbled by Shaw. And then what's going to happen here is going to be forced back over the goal line. Goal line dropout for Hull. Good pressure from Rovers.
Yeah, good kick through. That's all you need. No panic. And Burns knew that. They had the numbers, got him back.
Did well. Leroy did really well though here, keeping him up. So he couldn't find the floor. He's obviously trying to find the floor in the field of play was Jamie Shaw, but Leroy held him up. Burns helped him, put him into the in-goal area for a repeat set.
Well, the red and white supporters are pleading for a try. It's a shallow enough dropout. Wellham's underneath it, 30 metres away from the line. That's where they begin this set of 6.
Well, you probably think that Wellham would say, well, I'm going to offload it, but they've had little possession of all the centres and three-quarters in this game. Not surprisingly, it's been rough and tough up front in the forwards.
Hall and Costigan. Here's Burns.
It was a poor pass. He had to lean back for it. He had the dummy runners all set up for it, and the poor pass eliminated it.
Hodgson, a little weary to his feet was Travis Burns. This is Justin Poor. Hodgson, 5 metres out. Back it comes to Burns. Now, short ball. Graham Horn scores this time, surely. He's going to give this one. He does. He's creeping towards 50 career tries. Is the former England international Graham Horn. Elder brother is on the other side of the fence tonight in Richard. Not seen him yet, but we've just seen Graham Horn, the 49th try of his career, and he's given Rovers the lead.
This is a tremendous effort. He just pops the ball up with one hand under so much pressure. The big hit from Gareth Ellis, you'd think he'd lose it for sure. Watch the hit, but no. How's that for ball control?
That's great skill, isn't it? But it's Travis Burns, you know, comes from the short side to the big side, creates the numbers, puts the doubt in. But that's a magnificent finish there from Graham Horn. The great skill there in the grip on the ball, which allowed him to control it all the way until the tackle's completed and plonk it over the whitewash.
Well, I wonder if anybody else thinks that maybe that is justice for Rovers. Burns to try and add the extras, which he does. Hull KR are ahead by 16 points to 10.
And that conversion could be so crucial when this game goes into its final moments. But the control, fingertips from Graham Horn was outstanding. I keep mentioning the fact he's a big fella, Gareth Ellis, and he was swinging the arm, tried to dislodge it. Didn't. Game on.
Very much so. Poor will take it forward for Rovers. Hull searching for their first away win of the season. Justin Poor didn't like that from Gareth Carvel, whatever went on.
Great run by the big fella, Cox.
Well, one Horn scores and Big Brother comes on for the Black and Whites. First time we've seen Richard tonight. Now it's with Cockayne. He brushes away from Thompson. He goes on hands and knees through the gap.
They're vital metres forward, Eddie. That is sensational stuff.
Hodgson gets the ball away. Burns, looping pass, finds Salter. And Salter goes inside. Yeaman. There's a bit of a push and a shove on the deck.
I'd go for it.
Burns, he's going out wide. Is Burns high? There's 3-on-2 here. Claimed it, went backwards to Horn. Caro off the fingertips. Horn again, stabs it to the in goal. Horn will win the race. Horn will win the race and will score. Second try for Graham Horn in almost as many minutes. They're going potty here. The Rovers fans are going ballistic, and that is the 50th try of Graham Horn's career. It's against his former club as well, against his older brother too. He got a try for Hull against Rovers in a 44-18 win way back in 2008. He's just come up with 2 tries tonight that could win the match for Rovers.
He's transformed this game out of nothing. Again, the high kick. Beautiful from Burns. He puts himself on hand to keep it alive. Okay, they got a little bit of a luck. He had 2 kicks through, and he gets there. He get up and he'll look at his brother and say, how's that kid? How is that kid? 2 in the space of 2 or 3 minutes. What a finish. What a game.
You know, if you went back, Eddie, to the kick-off after the last try and conversion and asked which team was trying the hardest, the one in red and white running with the ball or the one in black and white tackling, it was evidently clear to everybody watching that Hull KR were making more ground, getting up and playing the ball quicker, and there was a greater determination in what they were doing than what Hull had to do to defend. They'd had chance to rest, they waited conversion, they were rested and recovered, but they didn't work hard enough to control Hull Kingston Rovers. There was no rocket science in what they did, they just ran hard with the ball. And does this 2 points add to it? No, not quite.
No, he just misses this time, does Travis Burns, but it's a 10-point gap. The biggest gap of the night between the 2 teams.
A good leap. He gets a lucky bounce here. Caro keeps it alive.
Now, is that forward, Stuart? But you can't, of course, go for forward passes, but you can go for knock-ons, can't you?
He could have gone for knock-on, but he actually moved back well after he played the ball. And so the ball travelled backwards. It actually looked like it travelled forwards, but it did go backwards.
Good skill, wasn't it, from Caro with that catch, and there might have been the bit of luck that Hull KR were asking for, but it's great that it's a player who's done the business and who's turned this game around, and it'll be Graham Horn who we're all talking about.
Yeah, he nearly lost control of it there. That's
Hodgson.
good play.
Great ball from Hodgson. Here goes Amari Caro. He has got Chris Wellham in support, and Wellham scores the third try in 5 minutes for Rovers that has turned this match upside down. Whoa, no, he hasn't. Hang on. What are we looking for here, Stuart?
We're checking to see whether there was a player in front of the play the ball when the ball was played who took part in that play. The toucher is called Caro on the far side in front of the play the ball. So if he gets involved in that play at any time, he'll be offside there. That's a great call from Tim Roby.
But surely, can't the man put him onside?
Not from a play the ball.
Okay, this is no try then.
Try. The winger was downtown. He didn't retreat behind the point of the play the ball.
Poor old Craig Sandercock is going through the horrors. It's chalked off because Caro, and clearly there, he's 3 meters in front of that play the ball. He was offside at the play the ball. He shouldn't have taken any part in that movement, and the try is chalked off.
Well, good play by the judge. We criticise him often.
It's a good job they didn't go upstairs about that possible knock-on for the last one.
Certainly is. But the play the ball is the only time that a player can't be placed back onside by somebody running past him. He's got to get back behind the play the ball before he can take part in the play.
We had one a couple of years ago at Easter, didn't we? Tim Roby with the eagle eyes. Brent Webb, wasn't it?
Leeds and Bradford.
Leeds Bradford, we did. Well, holding down here, just implore the transgressor.
Well, Hull don't deserve it, but they're still in this game, Eddie. They are still in it here now, inside the last quarter. They get a chance, but they won't get many more to start a set of 6 players so close to Rovers' line. Do they have any enough skill here to get over it?
Well, they've certainly been given a let-off, haven't they?
Richard Horn is down.
Could have been a penalty.
Houghton just from dummy half. He'll get one, will he? No, won't he?
Short. he'll go upstairs again.
Well, I tell you what, Richard Silverwood and Ian Smith, they're on overtime tonight. Is the ball down first before it appeared to go on the legs of the Rovers defender? It's great work from Houghton.
Well, again, it's all about, does he get the ball down on the ground? It certainly hasn't got down yet. He's still in possession of the ball, which is obviously another important thing. Well, I think that ball's hit the ground at that point. I think he gets it down.
Yeah, this should be try time, but you never know with these two.
This will be 3, I think.
You never know. Hold your breath. Be it red and white supporter or black and white. But I think if you're black and white, you might be cheering, and the red and white fans will be jeering.
That's it there. The ball's on the ground. This should be a try.
Great play.
Is try. The ball is put down on the ground.
Houghton has pinched one from dummy half. And after about how many times have Rovers been turned down on video referee decisions? 3 times they've been turned down, and the black and whites have just got the green light. But the Rovers are hanging on here.
Tremendous work by Danny Houghton. They tried their damnedest. They got arms, legs, everything out. But the hooker, he just popped it down. Apex of the ball was sufficient. Onto the terra firma. Pressure on this guy.
And to be fair, that was a good decision by James Child to put that one upstairs. Whiting's added the extras. The gap's down to 4. Well, who is ready for the last quarter of an hour?
He never gives up, this guy.
It was tremendous, wasn't it, Steve? But the quick play of the ball helped as well. It took one of the Hull Kingston Rovers defenders out by playing it so quick. He was still retreating. Houghton spotted that. Off he went. Over he goes for a try.
I made the point, John, earlier when Hull Kingston Rovers had the opportunity. They were on the last. They were about 20 metres out. They didn't bother with a 1 point. They went for the kick. It didn't pay off. And maybe psychologically that extra point might have just had the heads bow down from the black and whites. Now, to their hooker, Danny Houghton, it's game on. This could be a classic finish.
Yeah, 50th consecutive appearance for Danny Houghton. He's now scored 5 tries in the Super League. We've had 9 rounds at the end of tonight. 5 and 9 in Super League for Houghton.
It's
Super
amazing.
League's top tackler last year.
It's amazing, Eddie, that the black and whites looked out of it. You know, they look a little bit disillusioned. That's a great kick. It's going to just hang in.
It is a great kick. And the chase isn't bad either. Led by Ellis. The black and whites have got their tails up. Gardner. Crowd is screaming for a penalty for offside at the play of the ball. They're all in front of the referee. They look it anyway. Just keep your eye on the ball, on the ground, to play the ball, and then see when they move.
He's had a devil of a job. He didn't go back the full 10.
No, he was the marker, though. He got back into position. Stuart said, didn't he, last week? If he gets back into position, he then can make the tackle, Mike.
Well, he didn't look square on to me. That's a great kick. But it'll just be a touch too long. Yeah.
They'll be happy enough with that, though, Rovers.
Yeah, they just needed
from there.
They needed to settle it down, didn't they, Eddie? They really did, because at that point in time they were a little rattled, and you felt the black and whites had a little more energy than the red and whites. But this is a chance for them just to settle down and have a couple of good sets, both defensively and with ball in hand.
And that's good work by the fullback, Jamie Shaw. Take a lot of responsibility, got good 10 metres forward. Jumped in the dummy half position. Oh, that's a bit dangerous.
Yes, it was loose from Payer, but picked up by Richard Horne.
Screaming for obstruction. Certainly ran round the man.
Houghton. Gets the ball away to Jordan Thompson. Thompson pops it up. Oh, and Whiting nearly got away with that. Awful play the ball. Thompson. Almost from a horizontal position, but Jordan Thompson not hanging around for the debate.
This should be a high bomb. Cocaine under pressure.
Rankin, it's a bit long. They're looking for Bowden. Gardner pouches and took it very well.
Yeah, all the experience, all the years from Eddie Gardner at St. Helens certainly came to the fore there. It was a damn fine high bomb. Plenty of traffic.
He did really well then. Play on, says the referee. Well, 12 minutes remaining. Good run from Cockayne. Halted by Westerman and by Yeeman. Drive forward from Chris Green.
It's a good position.
Last one. James Green, I beg your pardon. Liam Salter. Oh, and La Roya keeps it alive. Burns, he's going to be trapped, is he? No, he's not. That's a dab on. Oh, that was going to be 6 to go. That was 6 to go, and Gardner just had a fly hack at that.
Oh,
it pins the ball, though. It pins the ball, Rovers.
One-on-one, what a steal. Could be the game breaker. The hooker has come up with it, Josh Hodgson.
Here goes Green again.
That's a big play, isn't that, from Josh Hodgson? I think he's contributed greatly both in attack and in defence. That was a big play, and can Rovers now take advantage of it?
Well, Jordan Cox has got his hands on the ball. He'll get to his feet 20 metres out and play it to that man Hodgson. That was Hall. This is Cockayne. He's away from Whiting. Gets the ball wide to Wellham. Further wide it goes to Caro. Didn't fancy going down the touchline. Cut inside. 1, 2, 3, 4 black and white defenders around him.
Costigan on his own. Will he take the gamble?
He finds Hall. Hall then with the pass to Burns. Burns goes to ground. Quick play the ball. Hodgson's away. Hodgson's away. Gets the ball there. Oh, it should have been a moment for James Green.
It was there, the game, the try. It was begging.
That was the match. That was the game for Rovers.
He don't want it over, Eddie. There's 10 more minutes yet.
Oh,
this is
the
brilliant.
offload there. He knows it. He cannot believe it.
You know, the team that deserves to win doesn't always win every game of rugby league, but it's pretty clear for me, for the 70 minutes we've seen, his side deserved 2 points, but the opponents are still in it here.
Anyone got a handkerchief for Craig Sandercock? Looked about as if about to burst into tears.
Eddie, he'll need more than one if they lose this.
Here's Ellis, and they have men on the overlap wide. One of them is Talanoa, cuts back inside. Burns greets him.
It only needs one missed tackle. It can change the complexity of this game.
Westerman.
This will be the bomb after he's played the ball.
Here's the last tackle coming up for Hull. Houghton, Horn. They're going wide, and Gardner has picked it out of the air for Rovers.
Well, that surprised me they didn't go for the bomb. Okay.
This 10 minutes, there's no need to panic. Just build the pressure.
There's 9, actually, John, but we won't split hairs.
It should have been up in the air, John, shouldn't it?
Haven't got hairs to split.
No, I'm sorry about that. 9 minutes to go. Rovers with a 4-point lead. Wellham in possession for them.
Rub it in, Eddie. I'll do the same. 9 minutes to go, John.
Now, Craig Hall hasn't let anybody down at scrum half tonight and gets the ball away brilliantly to Graham Horn.
Boy, what a second half this guy's had.
Last tackle here, though, for Rovers.
Put it under pressure. Get it up there.
It does this time from Burns. Oh, here's a tester. He's nearly lost it.
No, he did lose it and then got it back.
Was that Liam Colbon coming in off the wing?
It was.
Everyone's heart was in their mouth then. Oh, and he got it back somehow under pressure from Craig Hall. Gardner does well on Yeeman.
Got to release him.
And he does. Ellis. London coming back against the Catalan Dragons, only 6 points in it. Here, less than that, 4 points in it. 8 minutes to go. Clock is against the black and whites as much as the red and white of the Rovers jersey. Houghton. Has to be a good kick from Rankin.
Always letting it bounce.
It was a wise decision in the end from Cockayne.
He's been a handful every time he's carried the ball, hasn't he, Ben Cockayne? I think he's had a real good, solid display at fullback.
Wellham.
Now this is where you control again.
I was going to say, Rovers don't need to chase it, do they?
No, they've got to control it.
Good run from Green again.
Yeah, he got through some hard work and he knows he has to. He could have sealed the game. Came up with a knock on. Good work down that blind side. Can't get the kick away, can't get the ball away. Oh, he's dropped it. What on earth? We just say, don't panic, and what does he do?
And I've just said that Craig Hall's let nobody down.
He has now. Just hold it and get the high kick in.
The way his teammates have tackled for the last 70 minutes, though, Mike, I can't see how Hull can get to the end. And even if they did, I can't quite see. It's going to take a kick or a miracle play for Hull to score the way that Rovers have defended so far tonight. Maybe there was a flick on that.
Yeah, there was, but it was a loose carry.
He knows it too.
Well, 6 days ago, Castleford had all the match against the Saints and couldn't put them away. And we had a breathtaking finish. Are we in for another here tonight? The Black and Whites think so. Yeeman. They put him towards the touchline. Final score, Catalan have won. Their revival's underway. Westerman drops the ball off again. Thought for a moment then, Liam Watts, about a little offload.
Got to try to get into a good position with the kick of the Black and Whites.
Rankin finds Thompson. Thompson looks full of running.
Wellham wasn't going to take the dummy though. It's pressure time on the coaches. Never mind just the players.
They're setting for something down this left-hand side though, the Black and Whites. This is Gareth Ellis. And they clamp the ball to Ellis in the tackle so he can't get the offload away. 40 metres away from the Rovers line. They're coming down the short side with Yeeman. Yeeman, still he's got Talanoa with him. And Talanoa scores. Levels things up. Fetuli Talanoa. A try against Huddersfield last week. The Tongan international becoming a firm favourite with these people in the black and white scarves. Fourth try of the campaign for Fetuli. And what's more important tonight, that has levelled the scores here with only minutes left to play.
It could have been the game breaker here. Hodgson inside for James Green. Look at him, he puts his head on the ground. He knows that the game is over. And then for some unknown reason, Craig Hall wants to play fancy. Okay, there's a fingertip to it. Great work on that blind side. The experience from Newman. Outside, Talanoa.
Well, we spoke about Graham Horne's contribution, but Richard Horne's contribution was massive there. He just tied somebody in at dummy half, created the 2v1, and Yeeman and Talanoa took full advantage of that. And it's all now on Richard Whiting. Can he kick it?
Well, they've never, ever drawn before in the Super League, these two, since Rovers joined the party 2007. Whiting with the conversion. He has missed it. Just scraped the woodwork. Level pegging.
Well, it's 1 point time now, boys and girls.
23rd meeting in Super League. We've never had a draw before. We've got a draw now, and there's 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
And I get the impression that Lee Ratford would be quite happy with a 1 point. He wouldn't be Craig Sandercock.
Oh,
there's plenty left in this game, I can tell you.
There's plenty of time to win this game.
But I'm with you, John. The experience there from Richard Horne, playing on that short blind side. They didn't expect it.
Watts goes down. Leeds have beaten Bradford. Catalan have beaten London. Here, we're all square, and the clock ticking down towards 3 minutes to go. Westerman tackled by Costigan. Here comes Danny Houghton. Anything's possible when this fella's got the ball. He gets them over halfway, but they're too far away for a 1 point attempt. So Rankin will dump it into the corner.
That's a good kick. That's
excellent kick.
Very clever kick, that from the halfback.
And Cockayne brings it back 20 valuable metres.
They challenged Hull Kingston Rovers. If you want to go and score, you're going to have to go 90 metres.
Well, for the last 20 minutes, whenever they've picked up the ball, they've made 10 metres with every carry here. I don't know whether they've become a little more nervous, haven't they, since their opponents went level. But look, again, 2 runs, 10 metres. They are good at making ground here now. They'll get in the half.
Penalty to Hull Kingston Rovers.
They will now, Phil.
Well, Bowden, he hung around at that play the ball area.
And then he should have put the man on the floor.
He interfered.
He dived.
Doesn't matter, he's got away with it.
I think you might get your wish here, Steve-O.
Well, it says that, you know, you've got to clear the ruck, and he failed to do that. It's got to be 3-4 drives. I wouldn't wait until the last.
It was 1979 October when we had the last draw between these two. 20-all, the score we have now at the old Boulevard ground. But there is maybe a little twist in the tail coming up here. Hall gets the ball away to Lovegrove. Look where they are. They're 17, 18 metres away, centre field.
Wayman surely take it up.
And that's exactly what he does.
This is where you need it. Who's back for it?
Well, Cockayne is there. Burns is there. Look where they are, though. Banged underneath the sticks.
It's enticing, but they've got to go for the one.
And Hodgson fires it to Burns.
Missed it.
He's missed it.
Weren't they offside, though? Will he go back? He's going to go back.
No, he touched it, so...
It's touch. It's a dropout.
Boy, that's a big call by James Child. It's given them the opportunity. They've claimed, I think it might have been Danny Houghton that just got a fingertip to it, or was it Whiting?
It was Whiting. It was off his forearm. Did enough, didn't he? It was above these posts as well. Could have been another Phil Bentham moment.
Was he onside again at the play of the ball?
Well, there was no call from the side. The touch judges would be looking for that. And Richard Whiting certainly puts plenty of pressure on, which has put the ball wide, really.
It's going to be a dropout from underneath the six. They've claimed that Whiting has got the merest of fingertips.
And the referee handed that upstairs for the video refs to check it out.
Well, maybe that little bit of luck that they were looking for, the home side, has just been awarded to them. Because this will be their last chance.
This is a big dropout, this. They need it clear in the halfway.
Oh, it's a bit of a scuff. It's a bit of a scuff.
Oh,
and it's
they nearly lost
out of the air.
Richard Horn nearly pinched it.
Plucked out of the air by Laroya. Here goes Gardner. Well, we're entering the last minute, and it's all square at 20 apiece. And here they go.
Another drive.
That's Costigan. There's still plenty of time. Forward again from Lovegrove, back exactly where they started.
They've got to go now.
Hall, Craig Hall gets the kick away. Has he kicked it?
Yes!
Yes, he has! Craig Hall has kicked the drop goal. And Craig Sandercock, I think he can hardly bear to watch.
What a game.
Well, they went early, and that was a wise move. And from that angle, it's not all that definite, is it? But from this angle, it certainly looks it. It's... Oh, boy, that was so close. It's inches.
Short kick-off from Hull. It's the last throw of the dice in the black and whites. Gardner's lost it backwards. That's been flicked wide forward. Hull Kingston Rovers will win the match.
Boy, it was close, wasn't it? I'd love to get the heart reading on Craig Sandercock. It must be up to 150, still going higher and higher. He knows he's going to win it.
Final siren at the KC Lightstream Stadium. And Hull Kingston Rovers have snatched the win. What a game again from the First Utilities Super League. There's the hero of the hour. His drop goals won it. Wayman is out on his feet. He's not been well all week. How on earth he's played, Craig Sandercock doesn't know, but he told me before kick-off, I've got nobody else. He's got to play, and he's played his full part in this victory.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a side as devastated at the end of a regular fixture as I have with Hull there. Some of the players crashed to the floor as if it was the end of the season. The hearts and minds were put into this with such intensity, but in the end I think probably the deserved winners are the ones now walking off to the cheers.
Well, they had a lot of luck go against them, Phil, and I'm with you. I think that they were the better side, but take nothing away from the black and whites. They never threw the towel in, but it was a wonderful effort by the home side. Time and time again, they went up to the video referee, and time again, they got it turned down.
Well, Craig Hall's previous drop goal for Rovers was in the Easter win at Hull last year. It was a bigger winning margin than this, though, 23 points to 10. But Graham Horne's 2 tries in 3 minutes in the second half has won him the man of the match. He's with Bill.
Graham, well done. A man of the match performance. 2 tries in 3 minutes. And that point, it looked as though you'd got control of the game. It's never like that in a Hull derby, is it?
Never. You know, last year, look at the Millennium. You know, they're always great games. Love playing in them. Takes every bit of energy out of you. Knackered now.
Takes it out of you mentally as well to go to the wire like that.
Yeah, it does. You know, testament to both teams. Cracking game, and I'm sure tomorrow there'll be a few sore bodies out of both teams.
It's fair to say it was a bit scatterbrained towards the end there, wasn't it?
I just chuffed he got that drop goal. You know, thought we deserved it in the end. You know, I thought we dug in, and the lads absolutely dug in deep, and it was a great win.
Thanks, Graham. Well done, a man of match performance.
Cheers, thank you.
And well done to Danny Houghton for agreeing to talk to us after that, because that's Danny. That's a bitter way to lose a derby like this, but it seemed to be that was the way this game was going to pan out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You know, we did a lot of hard work, you know, in the second half to get back into the game, but once again, story of our season, we've come up short again.
And so many marginal calls as well. I mean, that was sum the night up. A number of video ref decisions go, and game seesawing as well.
Yeah, that's right. But as you know, the referee's calls are out of our hands. All we can do is do what we do best, and you know that wasn't good enough on the night.
Danny, thanks for talking to us. Well, Craig Sandercock has come down. I think he's managed to get his marbles back in order after that finish. They put you through the mangle there, didn't they?
Yeah, it was just a fantastic result. You know, the adversity we went through leading into the game and during the game. You know, it's full credit to our boys to come back and win.
1 or 2 calls where you must have thought this isn't going to be our night.
Yeah, probably right there. You know, but you know the boys showed great resolve and great spirit, and it got us through in the end.
There were times, Craig, when your guys really started the game. Periods in the second half, defence was really strong.
Yeah, I thought we've improved our defence, and you know, it's just little steps in the right direction. You know, we know we've got a long way to go, but you know, tonight I'm going to let the boys enjoy themselves because it's possibly the best win we've had in a couple of years, considering the adversity we've been through.
I mean, it's still a long way to go this season. You're beginning to string the wins together, to string the performances together. Positive signs.
Oh, definitely. And you know, for us, it's just about small, steady steps forward. And tonight, I thought was another one. And you know, the character that the boys showed tonight, you know, just is inspirational.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
And thanks to Lee Radford as well. His first derby as a coach, having played in 15. What was it like watching that, Lee?
Yeah, just you know, obviously frustrating. No dramas with the result. They deserve that, I thought. You know, they won obviously by 1 point. They probably could have won by a few more, I thought, tonight. Their probably effort and desire was a little bit more than ours.
1 or 2 moments when, I mean, you had the opportunities. Okay, video ref denied you on a couple of occasions.
Yeah.
You think you could have made more of the dominance that you had?
I don't know. I just think, you know, we spoke before these games. The opportunities that present themselves in derby games, you've got to take, and we didn't do that. And you know, it's all right saying we're going to do it and then not doing it. We just didn't do that tonight. But you know, they did. They took the opportunities and obviously got the result that you know, they deserve.
It was a classic derby, though, wasn't it?
Yes, I would imagine for a neutral it was a great game to watch. For a losing coach, it's terrible. So, but again, you know, credit to them. They deserve the result.
Credit to you for talking to us, Lee. Thanks a lot.
All right, Paul.
Lee Radford magnanimous in defeat, and defeat it is because Hull Kingston Rovers have won their 4th successive Super League match. For Hull, consolation may be the 4th time they've lost by 7 points or less this year. Craig Sandercock will be keeping his fingers crossed that things don't happen this year as they did last year. They won the Easter fixture against the Black and Whites, then they lost 84-6 against Wigan on the Monday. They go to Catalan this year.
It's okay. Oh, he's not in touch.
Available to rent now in Sky Store.
The darkness is coming. My master serves the one.
You are the heir to the throne of Durin. Someone wants you dead.
Was that an earthquake? That was a dragon.
The enemy has returned.
Your world will burn.
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Available to rent now in Sky Store.
Discover more of our technologies in action at Ford.com.
What are you buying?
At Argos, save £170 on this Whirlpool 8kg washing machine. Now under £250 and available to take home today. Plus, save up to half price on vacuum cleaners. Don't miss out. Reserve online now. Argos it.
There you go, sir.
For our best football odds, talk to Victor.
Have you ever wondered why Domino's pizzas taste so darn delicious? Let's see. It's simple. Every classic Domino's pizza is made fresh to order with the most ridiculously tasty ingredients. And they all start life as a ball of fine, fresh dough.
What if you do? Don't make a sound.
Sorry, it's granola. Granola.
Granola from Kellogg's Crunchy Nut. Glorious fruit and nuts with baked oats. Try it in new caramelized hazelnut.
With the Callaway X-Hot driver for only $129 and the Callaway X-Hot Fairway only £99, we're leaving nothing to chance. American Golf, there's no maybe.
Your home of sport.
It's okay. Oh, he's not in touch.
Well, very rarely do the stars of the First Utility Super League let us down, and this local derby, this domestic spat, was an absolute cracker between Hull Kingston Rovers and Hull FC, won in the last minute by Craig Hall's drop goal. 21 points to 20. Hull take home the bacon. Let's go down and look back on that second half with Brian and John.
Yes, thanks very much, Eddie. 10-4 at half-time in favour of Hull Kingston Rovers. Hull FC drew level after 43 minutes. 10-all, and that could have been extended, but for a brilliant try-saving tackle from Travis Burns.
Yeah, it could have been much worse because Hull FC had all the momentum early on. I want to start the clip by showing you where the try-saver is, and he's at first marker at the ruck. And we know what happens as the play unfolds. Great shift to the right-hand side by Hull FC. This is, I guess, what they've been training for all week. They find the opening. Amari Caro had dropped, left him on the inside, but this is the guy we want you to follow. We're going to switch in a second to show you exactly what he does, but he keeps himself in the play crucially well and with an arm in, and then that involvement there, that's outstanding. And that's no fluke, because he did exactly the same as we showed you pre-game with Ryan Atkins at Warrington. Fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant. Back-to-back Graham Horn tries gave Hull KR a 20 points to 10 victory, or sorry, lead I should say, before Danny Houghton scored one. And then 6 minutes to go, Talanoa got another and Hull FC drew level.
It's just this, the lack of concentration, the momentary lapses of concentration that we talked about from Hull KR in the first half, a Maricaro spill, for example. Now, once Gardner's gone in there, if I'm Adi Gardner, I am screaming for assistance, because you're outnumbered on the short side. Have a look also at Travis Burns in around the ruck. He's holding on, doesn't get himself square. Two men go the wrong side and sit open together, and that leaves space and a man over on the short side. They run through these 20 times in training every single day, and Kirk Eamon does exactly what he's supposed to do. Talanoa finishing in the corner and set us up for a brilliant finish, didn't it?
One of the few defensive lapses by Hull Kingston Rovers in a game where they were outstanding without the ball. All of that, 20 points all, led to a frantic, an unbelievable last few minutes.
Well, there's no lack of controversy in the game as a whole anyway. Some strange calls, some very strange goings on the field, not least the ghost finger from Richard Whiting. Well, I want to concentrate on Richard Whiting's effort here to try and deny Travis Burns. There's Richard Whiting, there's Travis Burns. There's fully 20 metres between them. I think he does extremely well in the first instance to get himself in a position where he can attempt a charge down. A judge to have touched fingers. I always watch the flight of the ball in these occasions. The flight of the ball looks to me like Travis Burns got underneath the ball. There's no clear change in trajectory there. That's a very, very big
Snig
call.
on the wall.
A very big call in the scheme of things. Craig Hall, though, he didn't need asking twice and stuck that high and handsome and was given the 1 point and the decision and ultimately the game-winning play.
Also,
awesome.
Craig Hall last year scored a drop goal in a Hull Kingston Rovers victory over Easter against Hull FC. He's done it again. Brilliant performance from Hull Kingston Rovers. Back to you, Eddie.
Yeah, sensational match here. Let's check out what's happened elsewhere. The other scores, well, it was a cakewalk for the Leeds Rhinos at Bradford, 46-6. And in the capital, London 28, London 22, Catalan 28. They just came up short, the London Broncos, in their search for the first win of the campaign. What does it mean? Well, it means that Leeds are now a point behind the Saints, who we'll see tomorrow at Wigan. Hull Kingston Rovers into the top 8 for the first time this year. They go above their near neighbours by a single point. Down at the bottom, things don't get any easier for the bottom two, London and the Bradford Bulls. So let's have a look at the tries, fellas, from this, because it's worth another look. It was a great game, John.
It was a great game, and there's the running play from Rankin after Westerman's real sleight of hand with the offload. But I love this play, and it's a play that Hull Kingston Rovers run lots and lots of time. And then what about Wayman there? It's just a matter of it's the leg drive to plonk the ball over the try line.
Yeah, and they came back in the Hull. It looked as though they'd had a good talking to at half-time, and this was turned down. Not surprisingly, it got into a situation where it went upstairs. That's all they seem to be doing all the time. But again, this is good play. He changed the game. There's no doubt in my mind. Graham Horn, he had a tremendous second half. Kicking game was good. Ball took through and had the opportunity. The winger did exceptionally well here, John.
They did do well, but it was Horn's opportunism, wasn't it? He just toe poked it through, and it made things happen. But I think that's a real clever hooker's try there. He spots the quick play of the ball, he goes low, he's determined. And then what about Richard Horn cleverly engineering a 2-on-1, and Kurt Yeaman taking full advantage for Talanoa to tie the scores. And then we've got Craig Hall doing what you like best, Steve-O, winning it with a 1 pointer.
Yeah, and it was a good one as well. It was close, wasn't it? A lot of people think that the post should be a little bit higher. And that's the major reason why they think it should be higher. But that's what it meant to that man, Craig Sandercock, who went through the horrors throughout this entire game.
He did.
Up to the video referee. And quite frankly, I thought the video referees got it wrong on not just one occasion, but on two.
Well, others might agree, and obviously some would disagree. We all have opinions, and the video referees' opinions, they're the ones that count. Now, the big challenge now for Hull Kingston Rovers, John, is not to do a 2013. They won this Easter fixture against the neighbours. They came back here. They took on Wigan and they were absolutely blitzed 84-6. They've got to go to Catalan, and Craig Sandercock has been bemoaning that fact all week. I hope he's not giving it away.
Well, what you've got to do is you've got to get on with it. That's the top and bottom of it. Everybody's known this year that in the Super League there's a Good Friday or Maundy Thursday game and there's an Easter Monday game, and that's a fact. So you get on with it. They've done really well tonight. Showed great spirit and commitment to win a very dramatic game. But now they can't spoil their Easter by just going over to Catalan and going through the motion.
And they've had the extra day as well by playing tonight.
Exactly right.
They could have played tomorrow and they could be going in the shorter term.
Yes, exactly right. So they've just got to get over there and put a real top performance in.
Well, this should be the spur for them, shouldn't it?
Yeah, and it should be. But it just shows you, both sides tonight show you that, the reason why they're not in the top four. There was panic going through both sides. You've got to have composure when it's under pressure, and both sides didn't do it. We saw Craig Hall. Why did he have to offload? He didn't need to.
Four wins in a row now, though, for Hull KR.
Yeah, they've got away with it,
run.
and it's fantastic for their confidence and to build it up. But Craig Sandercock and Lee Radford, they'll look through at this tape and they'll say to each other, we should have controlled that. We should have had a better kicking game, and that's why they're not at the top and they're in the middle of the league table.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't matter, does it? Because it was a thrilling start to Easter, wasn't it? Absolutely
it
thrilling.
was great. I mean, we've got some great games on Sky over Easter, and obviously it's a great aperitif, Eddie. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's take a look at what's still to come on Sky Sports over this weekend. Only on Sky Sports F1, the practice session for the Chinese Grand Prix is tomorrow at 2:45 in the morning. 2:45 in the morning on Sky Sports F1. And the Easter Rugby League looks like this from here on in. 2 on Good Friday, a fantastic doubleheader. Saints Wigan midday, Sky Sports 1, followed by Warrington Widnes at 2:30 in the same place. And on Easter Monday, we are with Hull Kingston Rovers again. They're in the south of France against the Catalan Dragons, who have beaten London today. And so it's a 4:45 start on Easter Monday on Sky Sports 2. Well, I know it has its critics, the Easter programme, but I'll tell you what, it produces matches, and that was a game and a half. Thanks to John, thanks to Steve-O, and all the boys for being here. We'll see you at Saints tomorrow, I hope.
The kick away. Has he kicked it? Yes, he has!
Watch all 6 Sky Sports channels on your mobile and online.
The Gladiators are entering the arena. Isuzu D-Max sponsors Sky Sports coverage of the Super League.
On Good Friday, live Super League, St Helens Wigan and Warrington Widnes on Sky Sports 1 from midday. Championship football, Blackpool Burnley and Doncaster Derby on Sky Sports 1 from 5. And Formula 1, the Chinese Grand Prix practice on Sky Sports F1 at 2:45 a.m.
This is Sky Sports, your home of sport.
Brand new to Sky 2, the exclusive new thriller 13.
The man is a walking time bomb. We'll find the truth, or I'll die trying.
Amazing drama from the makers of Band of Brothers, The Pacific. Crazy cop capers in The Good Guys.
I gotta go fight the bad guys.
Soccer AM best bits. And you'll be in pole position for the F1 show. All brand new to Sky 2.
The DFS Spring Collection is half price with 4 years interest-free credit and no deposit. So now's the time to turn your room around. DFS, making every day more comfortable.
Enjoy hundreds of slot games at 32red.com, including Thunderstruck 2 and our exclusive I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here slot, and brand new games every month, like Avalon 2 with a jackpot of over £100,000. Online, on tablet or on your mobile. Join tonight and get £10 free at 32red.com.
At Carpetright, in our crazy sale, we're taking 25% off hundreds of already low-priced carpet, vinyl and beds. And with a great selection on offer, finding your perfect one will be easy. That's all right, isn't it? But hurry, ends Tuesday 8 p.m. Carpetright. Feel right at home.
With the Callaway X-Hot driver for only $129 and the Callaway X-Hot fairway only £99, we're leaving nothing to chance. American Golf. There's no maybe.
Welcome to my little house in the country. Here I enjoy the simple life, making cidre. The work is hard. The apples have to be picked by hand. This one. And after an honest day's work, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to relax with the locals. A simple Belgian recipe. For a sophisticated taste, c'est cidre, not cider.
BetBright.com, we have this match covered. Chelsea take on Sunderland this Saturday. BetBright's giving you evens on Chelsea to beat Sunderland. Just free text BET to 67555. Chelsea at evens to beat Sunderland? Not bad. Free text BET to 67555 or visit betbright.com/TV now to get Chelsea at evens.
What's that smell?
It's that perfume I got you for your birthday.
Dusky Lady.
Well, you don't wear it.
Like getting your money's worth? Try the $1.49 double cheeseburger, part of the Saver menu.